What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Levi the Gemini back with you with another video. I got something different for y'all, okay? If y'all haven't been paying attention to my channel, I've been playing Pragmata, okay? And I'm enjoying the game thoroughly, okay? And I see like this discourse back and forth about the game. I'm somebody that is playing the game, and I am the group that they're not necessarily the group, but I am part of the demo that they're talking about. They're talking about men and the dynamic of the relationship between the two characters of the video game. So I felt the need to comment. I'm a react to it. Again, I know this isn't like a reaction channel, but again, as somebody who feels like it's a bunch of dummies talking about the game and a lot of them haven't even played the game, I feel the need to comment, okay? I can't help it, all right? So I'm gonna start off with the tweet or the post that started it all. Again, this is a little different, but bear with me. I don't know if I'll edit it or not, or if I'll just upload it as like a premiere, so it kind of gives it that live stream feel, but we'll see, all right? So this is by Mary Morgan, which I believe is like an employee of Tempool. We'll get to him later because he has a reaction to this as well. So lots of strange reactions to this game. Let's clear some things up. Childless men do not have paternal instincts the way that childless women have maternal instincts. We observe this even in the way little girls play versus little boys. I'll read the whole thing and then I'll react to it, and then I'll go over everything. Men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children, and typically those paternal instincts are only ever felt for their own children and no one else's. Men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Men don't have baby fever. If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than it being the product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator. You're starting to see what type of people we're dealing with. And you'd be taking the feminist/radical gender abolitionist position to protest any of the points above. This should explain why a dad simulator game marketed to mostly childless men gives people the creeps. Okay. First point. Childless men do not have paternal instincts the way that childless women have maternal instincts. We observe this even in the way that girls play versus little boys. That is absolutely wrong. We are just brought up different, okay? We are told, at least for my generations, go pick up an action figure, okay? We are told, go play sports. Little girls were told, here's an easy bake oven, learn how to cook. Here's a doll, brush her hair, take care of her, and all that fun stuff. Is it right or wrong? That's for you to decide in your own homes, okay? But generally speaking, that's the general consensus about like raising boys versus girls. Right or wrong, I'm not here to debate that. I'm not getting into that, okay? Now, childless men do not have paternal instincts the way that childless women have maternal instincts. That is false. The thing is that we, because of the previous point that I pointed out, we are not engineered, or we are not brought up in a space where us expressing that is the norm, okay? Childless men usually take up mentor roles, coaches, teachers, and little brother, big brother. I mean, like, and especially in my community, the black men are active, okay? We are some of the most pro mentorship community out of this world. I'm not sure about the other side of people, but I mean, even then, I mean, every single soccer coach is a white old man in his 40s. He may have a kid. So I'm going for none of that, okay? We can't pretend like these things, we weren't brought up a certain way, and when you call us predators, it makes us even put it more in the closet. Because like, if I'm out on a date with a girl, and generally speaking, and I go, oh, that's a cute baby, Shraggy, that's her reaction. And right or wrong, that's her reaction. She could be the most pro men expression emotions that she wants to be. There's a good chance that she might be like, ugh. So it's not that we don't have those instincts. It's just that we're not able to express them, Okay? Men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children, and typically those paternal instincts are only ever felt for their own children and no one else's. Say that to your uncle. Say that to the neighborhood pops. I mean, I don't know if other people got those. There's that one old dude that really ain't got no kids. His family moved out or whatever the case may be. Might have been cheating back in the day. Now he's all alone, and everybody in the neighborhood looks up to him. I'm not going for none of that. I used to be a step parent. And I wanted a family when I was super young. That's why I had no issue dating a woman with a child. So to say that it's only indicative of like if it's their own seed is crazy. Think about the amount of stepfathers. I mean, if you want to include that in part of your lineage, okay, sure, I'll concede that. But think of all the fun uncles that we have. Think of all the Mr. Such and Such, Mr. Charles, all the your brother's, I'm sorry, your father's best friend from back in high school that you go over his house and just chill whenever your parents do something. I'm not going for none of that. Y'all make it weird when y'all point out things like this and have no context behind it and have no nuance behind it. Yes, it could be the case for some men, but don't group all men together. Men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Because we're associated with predators when we do it. That's why we don't gush over kids in public. Men do not have baby fever. Cap. I'm not even addressing that. That shit is just cap. If a man wants to possess a child for any other reasons than it being a product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator. Y'all can see my mouse, right? So, language like, if a man wants to possess a child for any other reasons other than it being a product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator, is the reason why men don't gush over cute kids in public. You're defeating your own argument. I mean, look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Let me hide my camera, man. It's coming from her. All right. Enough. Moving on. Is there even anything else? We'll keep it pushing. We'll keep it pushing because the rest of this is just like is far left feminist talk. Yeah, we're not. So we're gonna go ahead and react to who is this? I believe this is Hassan. Yeah. Because he had a response to it. Wait, why do I have two Hassans? I'm supposed to only have one. One's supposed to be Tim Pool. I bet that. Nope, I didn't. Okay. First, we'll go Tim Pool. We'll go Tim Pool because he reacts directly to his employee's post.
Game about a sad dad. It's not really a sad dad video game. It's like a security guy who finds a robot that looks like a little girl. And it's sparking a big debate on X over whether or not men have paternal instincts naturally or whether or not they develop these only after having their own kids. And everybody's screaming and fighting because I think a lot of guys get offended at the idea that women care more about children because it's what's the right? I don't want to say dehumanizing, but it's diminishing of the male sex. Because men are protectors. And the male power fantasy is being Spider-Man. When the Green Goblin says, "Who will it be, Spider-Man? Your love or suffer the children?" And then Spider-Man's got to he's got to choose between the kids or the love of his life. And you know what? He saves both. So this new game is coming out. It's basically a little girl's a robot. And it's called the sad dad genre. So you've got like God of War, I guess technically, but The Last of Us fits this. And it brings up this question of whether or not men enjoy this genre. I'm just going to say, considering the success of The Last of Us, despite the fact that they kind of ruined it, and now with the massive pre-orders for Pragmata, guys enjoy being the protectors of the weak. Let me read a little bit about the game for you, and then we'll get into the debate. The New York Times says, an uncanny sad dad game with a robot.
All right, we're going to go ahead and skip this.
But it's kind of a sad dad game, but it's just rescuing a damsel. To be fair, you don't find out it's actually your daughter until the very end, but Bioshock Infinite's crazy game, a lot of fun. Bioshock 1, however, will go down as one of the greatest games of all time. So, that being said, would you kindly smash that like button? The Last of Us and the rebooted God of War, all which feature father figures shepherding vulnerable young charges. These action heroes weren't the nameless and voice rests all of its dramatic weight on the original sad dad formula. She says, lots of strange reactions to this game. Let's clear some things up. Childless men do not have paternal instincts the way childless women have maternal instincts. We observe this even in the way little girls play versus little boys. Men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children. And typically those paternal instincts are only ever felt for their own children and no one else's.
Right.
Men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Men don't have baby. This should explain why a dad...
Anna? 6'7". A state of
gender abolitionist position to protest any of the above points. This should explain why a dad simulator game marketed to mostly childless men gives people the creeps. Here's the clip. Let's play for you.
Just, what are you?
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art Pragmata created here at the Cradle. I possess basic life-saving...
How about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Yeah. From now on, you can be Diana. How's that fit?
Diana. You. Diana.
This is adorable. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what's between your legs. This was adorable. Okay? This is like this is like the start of the bond right here. Looking back, I mean, it was adorable when I first saw it, and it's even more adorable now that I'm kind of going through the story. The game is about him trying to get home and give to a robot with the mask of a little girl the same love that his adoptive parents gave to him. This is an orphan taking care of another orphan. You don't need to be a movie buff or a literature expert to realize that he is healing himself, or he is passing on what was passed to him to the robot girl. No, fuck that. Diana. We'll call her by her name. If you don't see how this journey will eventually heal him, like if you can't read the subcontext, you're dumb. Frankly, you're dumb. And you shouldn't be on YouTube spreading your opinion if you can't see how simple the plot is, and if it doesn't take a deep dive into it. You can realize that if you listen to the story, if you play the game, which I don't even think he's played the game. But we'll continue.
Yeah.
You. Diana. You. Diana.
This is her being humanized.
You.
The
Diana.
opening
You.
of her being
Diana.
humanized.
We good, boys?
Oh, the ads. I'll skip this.
What can I make for dinner that's dairy-free and my kid will actually eat? Wait, I want to ask AI, but I don't know where this information will end up.
Kids, it's a robot. I feel nothing from this clip. Nothing.
You feel nothing because you didn't play the game. You are watching a 47-second clip. Of course you're not gonna feel anything. How about you play the game and become invested into the story and the world building that they do, and then give your opinion on it. So duh, of course you're not invested.
Diana.
Diana.
Nope. Nothing.
Okay?
My daughter was walking with...
You have a daughter. See, this makes it even crazier. You have the privilege of having a daughter and the joy that it brings you. You can't understand that childless men in their 30s, the early 25s, the late 30s, however old. I mean, I hope not at 18. Fellas don't have kids at 18. But the joy that it brings you, people think about that joy. So how can you? I don't understand how you don't understand why this game would be appealing to men who don't have kids and men who do have kids. There's an appeal to both. Men want to be parents. Men want to be mentors. Men want to be leaders. Men want to be nurturing.
Her walker today, giggling, and I feel tremendous paternal instincts for helping my daughter learn how to walk. I watch this, I see
You get the privilege of experiencing that. So why can't you understand that people are longing for that as well?
nothing. The Last of Us is fun. It's not just that you play, was Joel the character and Ellie?
By the way, Pragmata is fun if you played it.
It's both. There's like a funny scene where they're walking across like a narrow strip over a river and he pushes her in and then laughs at her. That's the kind of like, there's like a paternal instinct in that. This is a teenage girl who's trying to survive and you're helping her out. There's a paternal thing in there. If this was like a real child, but I guess for me, being that it's just a stupid robot, I feel nothing. Again, to point out Spider-Man, it is the male power fantasy to save all of the children. I mean, like, there's a reason why guys like superhero movies. When the bus full of school children is falling off the edge of the highway or whatever,
He's losing the plot. He's losing the plot.
Fatherhood, nearly as often as childless women. Fatherhood, nearly as 3 million views. And it says research shows childless men experience broodiness and a desire for fatherhood nearly as often as childless women, 59 versus 63, and men, including non-parents, exhibit innate caregiving and protective responses to infants. I agree with this, but
Then what are you talking about?
I think people are taking Mary's point to an extreme end.
I think she made an extreme point. So I wouldn't. Why are we didn't take it to an extreme end if she was already making an extreme claim. She was calling men who feel paternal instincts or the want to parent as predators if they don't have kids. If you want anything to do with a child like paternally or like take care of a child and you don't, and it doesn't relate to your own lineage, you're a predator. That's a pretty extreme claim. I think the extreme claim warrants an extreme response. We're not taking it far. We're addressing where it's at.
For which I believe she is largely correct. And I would explain this in my own experience. So, I'm gonna be honest. I see people with strollers all the time. Not once in my life have I ever leaned over to try and look into the stroller to get a look at their baby. Never.
Yeah, because you'd be viewed as a weirdo. It's socially unacceptable. It's acceptable for a woman to do that because we already associate and I'm not saying that it's the reality. I'm saying societally, we associate women with doing things like that. If we normalized it for men, men would do it. If we weren't viewed as creeps for doing it, I still wouldn't do it. But you'd see more men doing it. And the only reason that I wouldn't do it because I'm a black man. There's nuance to that. I ain't looking at no cute babies, no cute white babies. I'm sorry. I'd be putting handcuffs before I walked away. So yeah, I mean, but anyway, that's a different point. Sorry, I'm losing the plot.
Never happened. I have been in situations where people had babies and they asked me if I wanted to hold it. I'm like, no, I don't want to hold your baby, man. Like, I don't want to be responsible for all that. That's your baby.
Okay. What's your point here? Holding somebody else's baby at random is a little weird. I mean, even if it's like, I will hold the baby if somebody asks me to hold a baby. Like, hey, can you hold my baby real quick? I'm not like, that's fine. All right, I got your baby. You know what I'm saying? If you need me to hold the baby, I'll hold the baby. But if you ask me, do I want to hold the baby? My answer is no. And here's the reason. Because if I drop that baby, I will never live it down. If I hurt the baby, I will never live it down. If I make the baby cry, I will never live that down. Men are associated with risk versus we're like risk assessors. So no, we're not gonna go around holding random people's babies. No, we're not gonna be the first to volunteer to hold people's babies. Now, if a dude who's been around children, like, I mean, I have 2 younger siblings, and I was a step parent at one point, and my sister has a child. I have no problem holding a baby if needed. I don't want to, but I will. And it's not because I lack paternal instincts. It's because it's a risk. Like, holding a baby is a risk. I just ain't going for it. That has nothing.
Now, my baby, I peek at her all the time. Like, she's in the stroller, and I'll look around to see how she's doing. I take care of
Yeah, because it's your baby.
her, all that stuff. And
You're more comfortable with your baby.
Say, in the inverse,
Uh-huh.
I think most people know this. I'm walking down the street with my wife in the stroller, and women are craning their necks over to try and get a look at my daughter. I'm
Okay.
in an elevator, and we're standing up against the back wall with the stroller, and 2 old women get in, and they both lean back and they go, "Ooh, the baby, oh my God." There have been a few instances, of course, where there have been older men who will take a look at the stroller and say, "Oh, she's beautiful," and then, "Thank you," and then they'll walk away. There have been instances where we're like eating at a restaurant, and there might be like an older guy or a guy passing by, and they'd be like, "How old is she? Congratulations," things like that. But it is probably like 1 in 8. I'm not creeped out at all by that. A guy being like, "Your daughter's very beautiful," I'm like, "Oh, thank you." I'm not at all creeped out by it. This is the thing that I think people are taking issue with what Mary Morgan said. There's a video I made several years ago, like 7, 8 years ago. Why men no longer help women and children. There was a story I read a long time ago now, it's been over 10 years, where it was like a department store, I think, or a mall. And there was a little kid, probably like 5, crying. And a guy was walking towards the kid and then stopped, looked around, and then turned around and walked the other way as people ran up to the crying child who was alone. One of the people who were there was a woman. She was a journalist, a writer. And she noticed the guy see the kid turn around and walk away. And so after people came to the child and then they found the parent or whatever, she went to the guy and she said, "Can I ask you some questions? I'm curious, you noticed that you looked at this kid but then turned around and started walking the direction. Is there a reason why you didn't want to come and help the child?" And he said he would be accused of being a predator if he got near that kid. I've had this happen to me on an airplane before. I didn't really say anything about it. There was a story where a guy was on a plane and he was sitting next to
Is it wrong for him to have that reaction? Especially if he sees other people walking up and it's like, okay, well, other people got it. I'm cool. Why would he risk that? We're more scared of the reaction of the people around us to that situation because it could have real implications. Oh, he was talking to a kid that wasn't his, and hey, you creep, why? Like, it's not worth it, especially if it's a kid that you don't know. You're risking your livelihood to a degree for a kid that you don't know. Now, some dudes may feel more comfortable doing it. Some dudes are like, hey, I mean, I have no ill intent. I'm gonna just do it. I don't care what people think. There's a crying kid. Kudos to them. Not every man is what? Cancel. Why is everything shutting down? Hello? Did I click a button? You gonna continue.
I think it was 2 kids, or it was like 1 kid. And the flight attendant came up and said, "We're going to ask you to move seats." And he said, "Is there a problem?" They were like, "Well, it's just we don't sit men next to children." And he said, I think he was a firefighter. He was like, "I'm a firefighter. What's the problem? I save kids for a living." And they were like, "We would rather a woman sit next to the child," as if to imply men are dangerous. This is what offends people. This happened to me before, and I'm actually really happy that it did. I'll tell you why. I was sitting in economy flying. I think it was an international flight. And there was like 7 or 8.
I think I'm gonna get to the next one.
And they came up and said, "We were wondering if you'd like a free upgrade to premium." And I said, "Yes, I would." I got up without question. I don't care. I know the real issue is that they were like, "We don't sit men next to children," and you can be offended by that all day. But I'm more just I'm linearly focused. I don't care what your problem is. You're giving me a free upgrade. I'm gonna take it. And I think I got like a free meal because I like.
What the fuck? So in one example, they flat out told a man, we don't sit children next to men. That's offensive. Like what the fuck am I? I'm not gonna do anything. I'm here to catch a flight and go where I need to go. Why are you to flat out say like you're a risk to this child and you've done nothing wrong is offensive. Now, if they flat out say like, in the second situation, they said, hey, do you want to be upgraded? I don't know what's going on. Sure. And you said, well, I assumed, because let's go back. I want to make sure I'm not misquoting them.
But I'm more just, I'm linearly focused. We were wondering if you'd like a free upgrade to like 7 or 8-year-old girls, sitting in the chair to my right. And they came up and said, we were wondering if you'd like a free upgrade to premium. And I said, yes,
So they didn't say like, hey, you're a man sitting next to a little girl. They said, hey, do you want to just go to premium? Do you want to get bumped up? Those are two separate situations, and I don't understand why you're comparing the two. One is accusatory, if that's a real word. I'm not 100% sure. If I'm being accused of something that I am not capable of, I'm offended. I'm pissed. And I would probably have the same reaction as a fighter. Like my guy. I was in the military. I signed up to save women and children and men of different countries and different races, ethnicities, ideals, and whatever. I said, what the fuck? Like, I'm getting pissed. I'm pissed. Why would you associate me with predator? Like, I don't understand why he's comparing the two.
I got it without your problem is you're giving me a free upgrade. They are going to be predators just because they're a man next to a kid anyway. The point is this: I think guys get offended at the insinuation that they are going to be predators just because they're a man, and that men can't be fatherly. And the offense comes because the manifestations in family court. Judges typically side with the moms, no matter what.
Okay.
Yo, there was a really crazy.
So are you with her or are you not? Are you saying like it's predatory to play this video game and enjoy this video game, or are you not? Because you're like flip-flopping back and forth. And it's not like in a nuancey way. It's like everything you're saying is going against what she is saying. Like, it's offensive to associate me with people like that. That's disgusting. I would never.
Crazy story. This is out of Illinois, I think 20 or something years ago. There was a man and a woman, and they were.
All right, man. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Okay, so we're gonna move to Hassan because he's going off on a tangent at this point.
What is this? Capcom's Pragmata. Wait, did it come out already? Pragmata, it's making thousands of people suddenly want to start a family. You play Hugh as soldier, stranded on a ruined lunar research station. Your job is protecting the childlike android Diana while fighting rogue AI. It's out already? Is it good?
That's a great question. How about you play it before you speak on it?
Death Stranding. In one emotional moment, she gives him a crayon drawing of the two of them together as a little family. Even streamers who say at the start they didn't want kids end up breaking down happy in tears. So, what's really interesting about this is all of these unfuckable losers in the gaming sphere always talk about like starting families and stuff.
The Twitch streamer is calling people uneffable losers. Okay. And I'm not gonna call them uneffable losers. I'm going to say what's the good word? The not sought after video game players. Yeah, they always talk about starting a family because they're most. I don't know if you know the statistics, or you can look it up. Don't judge my spelling. About 61. Okay, we'll do US. Oh my goodness, I don't want to read a fucking book. Okay, but we'll go here. Only 60%, 61%. Not every man is able to reproduce. Versus because I don't have. A lot of men aren't able to have children. Most men die without. I mean, not most, because we just saw 60%. A good portion, 40% of the male population do die without having children. So yes, the people are going to be longing to have children.
And I don't understand like why this has become a thing that they care about. Like, if you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience. You should care about things that you actually enjoy, right? If you're a fucking...
I don't know if you know this. Maybe you're not a gamer. I don't know too much about Hassan. All I know is that he has some terrible takes. Video games is a form of escapism to live out fantasies, things that we would like to do in video games. That is the point of video games. We're not going to get bit by a radioactive spider. We are not aliens from Krypton. We are not users of the Speed Force. We don't get exposed to radiation and turn into the Hulk. We aren't in outer space fighting a mob of aliens. We are not God killers with a son, father son versus the world. And we are not fathers. Most. I mean, even then, a lot of family men play video games. I don't know why there's this. I think it's because of the misrepresentation. Like, if you ask like a dad, like, hey, what do you do on your time off? I turn the game on and I drink a beer. I turn the sports on and I drink a beer. I play some Call of Duty and I drink a beer. It's not just lonely men that play video games. All men, men of different backgrounds play video games. So please stop associating that, cause what it is, it's like y'all seen like these little like TV shows where like the gamer dude who's like chubby and thick mustache, and that's y'all image of video gamers. I am a gamer. I'm not round and chubby, okay? I'm a little toughy, but you know, I work out. You see, I used to have a 6-pack, but I don't anymore. That's besides the point, all right? We're not all losers, all right?
Lonely gamer who has never been around a woman and will never have sex with a woman. Why do you care? Like, why?
Because they want that. They want to be loved. They get to engross themselves in a world where they are loved, appreciated, and adored. That is why the demographic of gamers that you were talking about care about these things. That's why they play these video games. They want to be relied upon. They may not physically be capable of doing the things that they're doing in the video game, but they would love to do that. They want to escape from the reality that they're facing. That is why we play these games.
Care about having children or like ride Doritos, if they change the recipe of like, I don't know, Dr. Pepper
See, he's trying to be funny, and it's like, it's not funny, it's just offensive.
or something, and you fucking freaked out about that. That makes sense, right? Like, that's precisely what your life is about. But as far as like LARPing about starting families and whatnot, this is something that I never understand. It just doesn't make any sense to me because it's just not something that you're gonna experience ever for your life, for the rest of your life, right?
So we'll get that feeling through video games. What's hard to grasp about that?
Also, I will say, Japanese game, putting the child in there, you're playing with fire.
GTA is playing with fire. NBA 2K is playing with fire because it's setting expectations for little kids that they might never ever be able to accomplish. They will not have a 99 drop and dunk in real life. Madden is playing with fire because they're telling people to hit people really, really hard, and it's good to crack somebody's helmet off. Bluey is playing the video game. Bluey, I played it. Watch your mouth. Bluey is playing with fire because it's setting unreal expectations for kids and parent relationships. I understand that Japanese culture can be a little shifty. Okay? I that's not lost upon me. But you get out of video games what you want to get out of video games. If a dad plays this video game and enjoy it, are you gonna call him a creep? Because he has no paternal attachment to this child or whatever the case may be, are you gonna call him a creep? So if there is a loser who's always wanted to have kids and he can't have kids, so just by proxy of enjoying this game and you automatically associate him with the far right. I'm not saying these things don't exist. I'm not saying that there aren't creepo losers who play these types of games. You can make a game and you get out of it whatever you want to. You can play GTA that has strippers in it. You could, I mean, like you could say this about every single game that has a little edge to it. And then in Bluey's case, doesn't have an edge to it. I hate people who make bold claims and I'm sorry. They make claims in the name of getting clicks. You use like this hyperbolic language to describe these things to get a visceral reaction, whether it be positive or negative. Like, where's your integrity as a person? Because honestly, I feel like if I had a conversation with him, he'd be like, well, I'm... Because you know you're not putting no thought behind this. You know you're not.
Okay? Don't get mad at me for saying this, but I feel like any Japanese game you put like a child, it's gonna invite maybe the worst possible fandom.
That's with any game. If you go in the game looking for that, you will be satisfied, sure. If you go into a game thinking, I just want to play a good single player game, which we have been sorely missing out on. Like, I don't understand the amount, like, the lack of good single player games in today's age is, like, I can only think of like maybe like 20, and all of them win gamer awards. It's not even like by a close race. Most of these votes be by a landslide. We are needing good single player games. So to trash a good game like this and associate it with this with that community, it's like, what do you? I mean, I know what you have to gain. It's clicks and views. But let me go back a little bit.
Fandom, you know, fandom, maybe the worst possible fandom. You know, I know it's not like that. I'm sure the game is not like that, but there will be people who take it like that.
Yeah, you get what you want out of the game. You can read, and that goes for books too. You can read a book and get a different message from a book, depending on who reads it. What was the theme of this book? You asked 200 people, what's the theme of this book? They'll all say something different, or they might get a general the generality of it, right? But the parts that apply to their lives are most likely the little aspects that they're gonna add, and so you get different answers with similar talking points to it. So that's with any media. You can listen to a song and you can be like, what did you enjoy about the song? What was the message of the song? What was he talking about in the song? Especially in the rap, like, you'll get different answers from different people because that's what they were looking for in that song. I like the artist Isaiah Rashad. One of my favorite artists, and I'm really anticipating his next release in next month, and I think it's on the 1st, May 1st. If I show my mom Isaiah Rashad, she'd be like, "Oh my God, what are you okay? Are you?" If I showed my homeboy Isaiah Rashad, he'd be like, "Bro, what is this? What is this sad boy music?" But to me, right, what I pull from Isaiah Rashad is like a melancholy, like I'm effed up, but I'm still making the best of it. Like, that's what I pull from most of Isaiah Rashad's songs. His whole catalog. If I hand you a Kendrick Lamar, his like a book of all of his albums, I can hand it to one of my hood friends and they'll be like, "Man, I ain't trying to listen to this hip-hoppy, black power, black spiritual, blah, 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 blah. We gonna be all like that's gonna be what he takes away from it. It's like, oh, I'm blagging out. And if I take it to one of my artsy fartsy friends, they're gonna be like, oh, the way that he dissected the black diaspora and this and that and that and the fourth, because their perspectives are different. They went in with their own personal backstory and listen to something and experience a piece of media. You can't be like, oh, well, it kind of points towards that demographic. It's only meant for that demographic. That's dumb. That lacks nuance. Yes, the people of those community might enjoy this game, but there's thousands and thousands of normal people, lonely people who aren't part of that community that still enjoy this game. There are people who are fully functioning adults that will still enjoy this game. So don't blame the game for the audience. It's meant to tell a story. Don't blame the story for who enjoys it the most. Unless it's like flat out. Like if there is like skimpy outfits on Diana, I'd be like, I'm not playing this shit. I'm gonna be 1,000. Every little outfit in that game, I've already seen it. I'm just not paying for it because I'm a broke YouTuber. They're like fuzzy little like onesies, like things that you would like, or like references to other Capcom characters. It's not like there's I swear on everything I love, if they come out with like a swimsuit, I'm never playing this game. I will not finish the game. No, absolutely not. But they haven't done that because that's not the story that they're telling. They're not trying to get you to fall in love with an AI robot that looks like a little girl. The story is about Hugh. Diana is a device. But I might be too artsy fartsy. That might be what it is. Stop listening to YouTubers. You ain't even gotta listen to me, man. Form your own opinions. Don't listen to idiots, bro. Don't listen to idiots. I hope y'all enjoyed that one. It's a little different from what I usually do. I might even incorporate, you know what I'm saying, like games of the week, announcements in the video game world. Might do a little more reaction to like other stuff. I only felt the need to do this one because I'm a man and I like Pragmata, so I'm talking about this because the reaction is disgusting. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if I should continue doing some reaction stuff like this. We can take this channel wherever you want to take it. We can take this wherever you want to take it. Yeah, you just like. All right. Let me chill. They already calling me a creep for playing Pragmata.